Hey everyone, Ben from Snowboard Gamer. Welcome to episode 63 of This Week in Board Games. In this weekly show, I share with you all the games we played last week and do a spotlight on one of them, go over any interesting board game news, and show any new purchases. Normally I do the purchases at the end, but I'm going to do one of them at the beginning this time. I happen to know what it is. My wife accidentally opened the package, thought it was for her. We'll start with this one. The other two we'll do at the end. Ta-da! This is a Pair of Dice Paradise shirt. Chaz does a fundraiser every year to help fund his YouTube channel, and so I backed him this year and got a t-shirt for it. I met Chaz about a year ago at a board game convention and did a little segment with him. I'll link that up here if you want to go check that out. Go subscribe to his channel. He puts out some great stuff. Let's go ahead and put it on for the rest of the video. Why not, right? Ta-da! This week's spotlight is going to be on the game Welcome To. It is for 1 to 100 players, ages 10 and up, and plays in 25 minutes. In Welcome To, you are an architect in the 1950s designing a neighborhood. The concept of the game is simple. Each turn you build a house by writing a number down on a house. You can then activate the effect next to the number. Activating effects let you do things like build parks, hire a temp agency, and build a house with a pool. Everyone plays off of the same 3 cards. Each turn you flip the top 3 cards over from each deck. Each player then chooses one of the numbers to write down on a house in their neighborhood. The numbers have to be in order from lowest to highest on your board from left to right. You can then optionally activate the effect next to the number. Whenever you activate an effect, you generally cross something off on your board, which will get you points at the end of the game. All the scoring is laid out in front of you at the bottom of the board. If you choose a number next to a park, you get to cross off the lowest park number on that street. The more parks you cross off on each street, the more points you'll get for parks at the end of the game. The pool manufacturer allows you to cross off one of the squares in the pool scoring if you are able to put the number on the house with a pool. The more squares you cross off, the more points you'll earn from pools at the end of the game. If you hire a temp agency, you can write the actual number down or a number up to 2 higher or lower. For example, this 7 could be a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. I then cross off 1 box from the temp agency boxes. At the end of the game, whoever has crossed off the most temp agencies gets 7 points, second most 4, and third most 1. The surveyor allows you to build a fence anywhere in your neighborhood by coloring in the line between 2 houses. Each street starts with a fence on each end. At the end of the game, you'll score points for each grouping of houses noted by the real estate agent's scoring area. When you use the real estate agent, you upgrade the points you score for groupings of houses by crossing off a box. If I've used the real estate agent twice on the grouping of 3, then I would score 5 points at the end of the game for each group of 3 houses instead of 3 points. In each game, there are 3 city planning cards that are randomly chosen. These are shared goals by everyone for achieving certain groupings of houses with fences. The first player to achieve this earns a higher number. Anyone else can also get points, but they get the lower number. Biz allows you to duplicate a number next to another house. You don't have to use the number on the card if you use Biz. For example, I could write another 7 adjacent to the existing 7, whereas normally you are not allowed to do this since numbers have to be in order from lowest to highest. Because this is so powerful, you have to mark a square off on the Biz section, and this tracker is negative at the end of the game. If you can't write any of the 3 numbers on a house, then you have to cross off a building permit refusal square. This can be negative at the end of the game. If any player has crossed off all 3 building permit refusal squares, the game ends immediately. There are 2 other conditions that can also trigger a game end. 1, if a player fills in all numbers on all 3 of their streets, the game is over. The second one is when a player completes all 3 city plans. Once the game end has been triggered, everyone adds up their points from all the different categories and subtracts any negative to get their final score. The player with the most points earns the title of the best architect and is the winner of Welcome To. Allison's on today to talk about Welcome To. You made a bold statement in last week's video that this might be your number 1 ahead of Potion Explosion. Why is that?
Probably because it's like new and shiny and fun.
So what did you like about it, Allison?
There's really a lot of things I like about it. Trying to fit all the different numbers together in the correct order is fun but challenging, and then also there's a lot of different aspects to the game. I really like that there are a lot of different ways to earn points, but you can't master every single way in every game. You have to pick and choose and hope that your choices are better than your opponent's choices.
Yeah, because everybody's playing off of the same 3 cards. That's one thing I like about the game. There's no, oh, that person has a better corporation or a better unique power. No, everyone has the exact same cards that they're playing off of the whole game. Let's talk about maybe each area slightly, if you think it's powerful or not. Okay. Let's start with the 3 cards. I like this, that mixes up each game. There's different focuses on the houses. How important do you think those are to the game?
I think if you are the first person to complete the card and you get double the points, it's pretty powerful. But I like that aspect of it because the first person that completes a card gets pretty much double the points, and then everyone else will get half the points. But if you're already kind of going for that and you're trying to get first and someone beats you, you're pretty much invested in it, so you kind of have to finish it.
Then you at least get something still. You're not like totally just out.
Yeah.
All right, the parks here. Now this is one strategy that our son took, and he beat us every time until last game, where he just went all parks and then groupings of 6s, and we wondered, is the game broken? Because that seemed to win every time. What do you think?
Honestly, I think part of it was luck because of how the cards came out in those instances that he won, because we've tried it since then and it just is not working like it used to work. I think one way that these cards would be an important strategy to have, because like right now it seems like they're not really worth that much, like that many points, so why do it? However, if you immediately target those 3 and you get them all 3 completed really fast, the game ends immediately.
That's true.
So you can basically rush the game and get all these points before anybody else can get their engine going. So we haven't played it that way yet, but I think that would be a good strategy to try.
Pools.
Pools. I love going for the pools. And if you get all the pools, you get 36 points. So it's totally worth it. It's just like with parks, like they're not really worth that many points initially, but if you can maximize that, you end up with a ton of points at the end. And plus they're just fun. Like trying to get the number in the pool to line up and fit in there is like, there's something like really exciting
Super
about
satisfying.
seeing a pool come out and the number match up, and I don't know.
Yes.
I really like the pools.
The construction sign, which is the temp agency, 7 points, whoever gets the most, 4 points second. To me, that's kind of like, if there's nothing better to do, I'll do that.
Yeah,
It's not a huge payout.
I think it's better than doing the biz.
Yeah, the biz is bad because it's negative. So real estate, I think this is for me, the trickiest part of the game is figuring out which one to upgrade in combination with which groupings of houses am I going to go for the fences based on the city plans. So they all 3 kind of pair together. And if you can really nail that, you'll do really well in the game.
Right, and you can't do real estate by itself. You have to work it with the fences. So you're basically using 2 different cards back and forth throughout the game to try and get that ratio correct, and to also figure out what groupings you want to go for.
And this card here is really nice about just explaining all of them. I like how it's well laid out. All the point scoring is right here at the bottom. It's easy to say this plus this plus this minus this, and that's your final score.
I think that there are so many deeper strategies that we haven't even scratched the surface yet. However, I can also see this game feeling somewhat redundant if we play it too many times. I would not be surprised if this game comes out with an expansion with different pad to play on,
Alternate neighborhoods.
because there's so much room for growth in this game, but the base game is so fun and it's so satisfying. Like being able to fill out this grid. I'm very right-brained and crafty and creative, so this spreadsheet stuff is normally not fun for me at all. But there is something satisfying about filling out this grid and getting it perfect.
And it's only a 25-minute game. Every time I finish it, I just want to play again. And to me, that's a sign of a good game.
Yeah, so right now it's my favorite, but I'm just generally a fair weather fan. I like the top 40 on the radio, and that's always, I don't have a favorite song. It's always whatever's the current favorite. So I think currently this is my favorite game, and Potion Explosion is 1.5, almost second place, but I could see them flip-flopping back and forth because it just depends on what mood I'm in, but I'm really enjoying this one right now.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on, Allison.
Anytime. You are welcome.
The next game we played is Happy Pigs. This is for 2 to 6 players, ages 8 and up, and plays in 30 to 45 minutes. I don't own this game. Eric and Liz brought it to a local brewery. We met them over there and played it last week. This is an economic engine building game at a pig farm. You have all these different sizes of pigs, and each round you can do different things with them. It kind of reminds me of Broom Service, where everybody plays a card, and the more people that play the same card get less of a payout for what they can do with their pigs. You can feed them, you can upgrade them, you can make them have babies. There's all these different things that you can do. So you want to try and see what everyone else is doing and then do the opposite, because you get a lot more if you play the opposite action of everyone else. So that was the aspect of Happy Pigs that I really enjoyed.
Ready? Here we go. Last one. Pig fair. Oh, the person with the most big picks gets $25 extra.
The next game I played this week is Ticket to Ride New York. This is a small version of Ticket to Ride that plays in 10 to 15 minutes. It's for ages 8 and up and for 2 to 4 players. When I heard this plays in 10 to 15 minutes, I was skeptical, but it literally does. It's such a quick game. What's cool about it is that it scratches your itch for Ticket to Ride without having to play the full 45 minutes to an hour a game. I met one of my buddies for lunch and we played Ticket to Ride New York. I met my buddy Dan for lunch and we played Ticket to Ride New York. What'd you think, Dan?
Loved it. Quick game, real fun. It's one of those that you can play in 20 minutes and still have time to get back to work.
Even though this kind of scratches your Ticket to Ride itch, it doesn't replace the game. It did leave me feeling a little bit like, oh, I wish I had a little more time to do a little bit more. But it's great if you just have a few minutes and you want to play a quick game. The rules are literally the exact same. The only difference is at the end there's a bonus for the number of cities connected to that have the number 1 point next to it. You get a few extra points that way. Other than that, you know how to play Ticket to Ride, you can be playing this in 2 minutes. The next game we played is High Society. High Society is for 3 to 5 players, ages 10 and up, and plays in 15 to 30 minutes. This is a bidding game where everyone has the same set of cards, which are your money, and then you're bidding on certain cards to win. The catch of the game, though, is it's High Society, so you can't spend all your money. You actually have to have money and stuff to show for at the end of the game, and you're collecting fine arts and all these different things. We really enjoy High Society. The next game we played is Hive. Hive is for 2 players ages 9 and up and plays in 20 minutes. Hive is a tile game with these hex tiles with all these different bugs on them. And you're trying to surround the other player's queen bee. Each tile moves slightly differently around the hive, which is all the pieces they have to stay connected in this giant hive. It scratches that itch to play a game like chess. It reminds me a lot of chess, but plays in 20 minutes. Check out Hive if you like games like chess. The next game we played is Cockroach Poker. And I don't own this one either. Eric brought it over and we played it some. It's for 2 to 6 players, ages 8 and up, and plays in 20 minutes. Cockroach Poker is played with a deck of 64 cards. There's 8 different bugs and 8 of each card. And you deal out the whole deck. So if you're playing with 4 players, each person gets 16 cards. On your turn, you pick a card, slide it over to another player and say, I'm passing you a stink bug. And then that player has to either call you out on it or agree with you. If that player's right, they send the card back and it goes face up in front of you. If they're wrong, it goes face up in front of them. There's no winner in the game. The first person to get 4 of the same bug in front of them loses. The player that gets the card passed can also choose to look at it and then pass it on to someone else and claim whether it is that bug or a different bug. Eric, I'm sending you a bat.
I'm gonna pass it. It's a bat.
It is not a bat. Nope, it is a bat.
Dang it, I was hoping to get Eric out. This game is an absolute hoot. I love it. I haven't laughed this hard in a game for quite a while. Super quick, fun, and easy to play. We are in between prelims and finals at the marching band competition. A little chilly today.
A little cold. A little cold.
So what did we play first, Eric?
High Society.
High Society, that's a fun one. And then we played, oh wait, no, we played Hive first, right?
Oh, you're right. Hive, yeah.
Hive.
I lost. Oh no,
Yeah.
I won the one game. Yeah.
Yeah, Hive was fun, and then High Society I stink at. Eric is very good at it.
I lost.
That's
time.
true, but you won both last week.
You're still winning.
This is an interesting conundrum I'm in.
I know. What do we do?
Well, Ben could just take it, but he wouldn't win.
And then we finished off with Cockroach Poker, which was hysterical.
And I lost.
You got 4
fun.
stink bugs.
I did.
That was
game.
fun. So we're getting ready to head over to finals, but we like to do this at the marching band competitions in between prelims and finals. We usually have about an hour, hour and a half, and we'll just hang out, play some board games.
Yep.
Cool. The kids did an awesome job. I'm super proud of them. They won the competition and it was just a great time. The next game we played this week is Potion Explosion. We've been playing a decent amount of this game lately. Kinsey has been introduced to it and has reinvigorated our love of Potion Explosion. Oops. I tossed the Potion Explosion card. It's for 2 to 4 players, ages 8 and up, and plays in 30 to 45 minutes. In Potion Explosion, you're taking marbles from this dispenser and you're putting them onto your potions to complete potions, which you can then drink for extra powers. Each potion is worth a certain number of points. Potion Explosion is kind of like Candy Crush in board game form. So if you like those sort of puzzly games, this is a fun one.
I'm gonna do a killer turn. Okay, so I'm gonna take this black one, which makes you get these yellow. And then I get these black. And then I get the red.
Oh my gosh, you emptied a row. I've never seen that before.
You better complete some potions with that.
I can put 2 yellows here, 2 blacks here, a yellow here. So then I'll keep 2 black and a red.
Wow.
Nice job, Kinsey.
Oh,
If you want to hear more about it, check out the spotlight I did of Potion Explosion in episode 44. And now for the news. Nothing board game related, but we did get our first snow this week. It was just a light snow, but that's getting me super excited because that means it's snowing even more in the mountains. Wolf Creek, which is about 5 hours south of us in southern Colorado, opened. I can't believe a ski resort is open already. A Basin, which is within driving distance of us, is probably gonna open next weekend. I'm really excited for snowboarding season to start. I'm excited to get up on the mountain, do some snowboarding, play some board games. Those are some of my favorite trips that we take on the weekend. We go up to the mountains, go snowboarding, play some board games. It's a great combination. So look for some more snowboarding clips in my weekly video over the next few months. Let's move on to my new purchases. This purple bag is from the Wizard's Chest. I'm sure you recognize that if you've watched any of my other videos. First game is High Society. Allison liked it so much that she talked me into buying this one. I like the artwork on it. We also played the Teeny Epic Galaxies a couple weeks ago with Eric and Liz. Allison liked it so much that she talked me into buying Teeny Epic Quest. This is another one in the Teeny series that's got these little meeples and they hold swords and shields and it looks really fun. And now I got a package in the mail. I think this is a project I backed on Kickstarter a while ago. Let's see. Spirits of the Forest. I backed this on Kickstarter a while ago. I kind of forgot about it. This looks really kind of a Zen game.
You need to get more Zen.
With spirits of the forest and these different animals and these cards. Cool. Anything else in the box? Oh. 3 purple, maybe this is part of the Kickstarter exclusive. Ooh, pretty, these purple stones. That's it for this week in board games. Thanks for watching, everyone. What games are you playing? I'd love to hear in the comments below. If you like this video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye.